This is the final award presentation this evening. I'm delighted to present to you the Emerging Business of the Year finalists who are on the path for success. The following video will give you a brief introduction to our finalists. They are Air Patrol, BrainScope, and Click Medics. We look forward to following the success of all the companies. And the winner is, drum roll, BrainScope. Will Michael Singer please join me on stage?
What an honor. Thank you so much, Gigi. Thank you and the Maryland Chamber of Commerce for this wonderful award. First of all, I'd like to talk about 4 groups that I'd really like to thank. The first group, which you saw in the video, is the military. Maryland is the home of many wonderful businesses and people and groups, but it is also the home of Fort Detrick, Maryland. We've had the incredible opportunity to deal with the folks at the Medical Research and Materiel Command at Fort Detrick, and they've entrusted their dollars to us, and so we are so thankful to them. So that's the first group. The second group is, of course, investors, and in a difficult environment like we're experiencing today, it's always wonderful to have great investors, so we'd like to thank our investors, including, interestingly, the state of Maryland, the Case family from Revolution, and several others. Our employees, I'd really want to stress the value of our employees. We have, in comparison to so many of these enormous companies that we've seen tonight, we have 25 people in our company. Now, I started with the company in 2008, and it was me and my home and a few other people. And today we have 25 people in Bethesda, and these people are amazing, educated beyond what you could believe, working on some of the hardest problems you could ever imagine. And we'll talk about that in just a second, but I'd like to have them stand over there. They wouldn't come up with me, but will you please stand? If you would like a calculation of anything complex, there's probably a few people that can help you over there. And lastly, I'd like to thank the families of our employees. You know, being an entrepreneurial company is hard. And I so admire when I see people out there that are trying to do hard things. I think we may tip the scales as to hard with neuro and concussion and all these other things, but the families bear a lot of the burden, and people work so hard at our company. And I really want to make sure that our employees know how much we appreciate the families that put up with it. Now, I won't take but a couple more minutes, but I want to talk about traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury is a major global issue. There's about 70 million of them a year globally. It's actually the leading cause of death and disability in the world. People I think, are surprised by that. And what we're trying to do at BrainScope is to create a device that can objectively measure and assess the level of traumatic brain injury. We put something on your forehead, we run some algorithms, And that's the product we are attempting to develop and working on as we speak. Now, the brain is the last frontier as it relates to healthcare in the body. Think about it. You can now get a knee replacement or a hip replacement or whatever part of the body you want. But the brain's a little hard to replace. So you better take good care of it. And that's what we're trying to do. And it starts with appropriate assessment. And that's what we are all about. Now, you might be thinking, okay, they've talked a lot about the military, and we sure have, because unfortunately, traumatic brain injury and PTS are the signature injuries of the war, and that's going to carry with us for generations. But it's in other areas of our lives as well, and we see that, as a matter of fact, so poignantly in sports. The other day, there was a major piece, and it hit every newswire about concussion in sports. And probably every day, I get an email saying, did you see this piece on football concussions and, all these different things? So yes, we're following it. And yes, it's a major issue. And yes, we're on top of it. But at the end of the day, for us, BrainScope, what we're focused on is helping the military. That's our number one mission. And that's what you saw in our video today. So I just wanted to say thank you. We are so appreciative. We are so honored. And everybody have a great evening.